What's going on, football lovers? What's going on, Man United fans? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Newsky United TV. Chelsea up next. We're going to talk about Chelsea. We're going to talk about the predicted lineup. We're going to talk about the prediction, the full-time prediction. And also let me know yours in the comments. Chelsea are from a game just the other night, just yesterday night. They've played Bayern Munich in their opening match in the return of in the Champions League at the Allianz Arena. They've lost 3-1, and now we face them next. I mean, sources have it that Ruben Amorim, he might be left with 3 games so that he can save his job. So that means he has to get better results in the remaining 3 games. He has to win. By better results, I mean he has to win and avoid losing any of the 3 games. If you'd like to extend it further to maybe 5 games because the 3 games, we have Chelsea at Old Trafford on Saturday. We have a trip to Brentford the next weekend, and then we have Sunderland at home, Old Trafford again. After Sunderland, we have Liverpool, and then we have Brighton. So Ruben Amorim, right now, I'd say it's very fixed. He has very tough games coming up, and he has to deliver. I mean, he has no other option but to deliver. So Chelsea, we've not played this week. We've had the full week training, rest. Chelsea have traveled to Germany, to Munich. They've played, they've got beat. They're traveling probably today. Tomorrow they're probably training before action at Old Trafford. I mean, we are the favorites going into this game, and it will be absolute criminal that Amorim decides or chooses to lose this game. I mean, it will be the worst embarrassment ever, leave alone the Manchester derby. Having not played a full week from Sunday, and then Chelsea, they played on Wednesday, and then they come to Old Trafford and still get a point. I mean, we just have to dissolve the club immediately. So this one is a must-win game for Amorim. It's the start of the 3 games that the rumors have it that he has 3 games left, and I believe he has to deliver from this game. So into the starting 11, this is now where it's getting interesting. Bruno Fernandes in the deeper role is a talking point. It's starting to cause a lot of pressure to Amorim. People are talking about Bruno Fernandes. There were also rumors that he himself is not happy with that position. Cunha and Mason Mount are out injured, although Cunha is I'm hearing is progressing well, but the news out there is that Man United are not planning to include him in this game, as we host Chelsea on Saturday. Maybe from Brentford he'll be featuring, but in this game as we host Chelsea, Man United are planning not to use him. So I think this is another advantage for Ruben Amorim to try and put Bruno, in his preferred role, in his preferred part of the pitch, because Mason Mount also is not going to feature in this one, I'm very sure. In that Man City game, we had a lot of problems ranging from midfield. Ugarte was very overworked in the midfield because Bruno Fernandes doesn't have the legs. He can't mark his man. Pep Guardiola's style has always been to overdo, or rather to overwork, to overpower his opponent's midfield, and that is what he did exactly. Ugarte was so left alone by himself in that midfield, with the likes of Rodri and all the other great Man City players. And so that is something that shouldn't repeat itself. And you see, if we bring in Manu in that game, we brought in Manu, and you saw at least it was starting to be at least balanced, and Manu's brilliance. I mean, we can't afford to put Manu on the bench again. And so with that statement, I know you've already known the first player that I'm going to put in that team for Chelsea, and that's Kobe Minu. We now have to find the remaining 11. So I think Ugate's partnership with Minu in that midfield as the double pivot, we've seen it in the preseason, and it was sparkling very nicely. I don't know why Ruben Amorim seized from it, because this is a situation we never signed in a midfielder. We have the problem. We've moved with the problem into the new season, probably until January. So we have to use whatever we have. And I believe Kobe Mainu and Manuel Ugarte has to be the double pivot moving forward. So if Ruben Amorim can do that, yes, he can't change his philosophy, but at least he can be flexible. Ruben Amorim is not flexible enough. He has to know, he has to have that ability to realize how he can tweak his formation, how he can, do some bit of changes without changing his philosophy. So if we can have a mid pivot of Ugarte and Mainu, then it can be, I think, a good sign, as we host a tired Chelsea. Then Bruno Fernandes can move up front deeper, not deeper, up front in the attacking zone where he loves, because Bruno Fernandes loves to dominate that area in front of the opponent's 18-yard box. That is where Ruben Amorim loves to dominate. That is his territory. So Bruno Fernandes, Sesko has to get ball rolling. He has to score his first goal on Saturday. That's a must. That's mandatory. Mbumo, that is the front three I'm going with in that game of Man United versus Chelsea. And then the midfield double pivot I've already said is Ugarte and Mainu. And then the wing backs, I think Ahmad has to return to his right wing back position. The position that Ruben Amorim put him in that Manchester derby didn't make him as comfortable as he is always in either the right 10 or the right wing back. That connection between Amad Diallo and Mbumo down the right flank, we need to see more of it, as we hold Chelsea and as we move on forward in the remaining games. Dogu, I believe he's fit for that left wing back position. He just needs to work on the amount of crosses he brings into the box. We need to use the striker more. We have a striker, but it seems we don't know how to use a striker. We don't feed him enough. We don't bring in enough crosses into the box, because Sesko is a man that we have to utilize his height, because that is we enjoy that advantage from a guy like Sesko. Prolific striker, height, the best height, and is a mad finisher. So I think Dogu has to work on that. His crosses. Too bad we don't. Oh, we have Mbumo from the light side, of course, but he's going to bring in swingers. Dogu on the left side is going to bring out swingers, but both of them are very quality cross makers, and Mbumo, in fact, is a very, very good in terms of set piece and in terms of crossing the ball into the danger area. So Dogu has his position. And then the back three, I'd like to remove Luke Shaw. That is the change I'm going to make in the back three from the Manchester derby. I'm going to rest Luke Shaw and I'm going to bring in Mazraoui in the back three, where I'm going to put Yoro on the left-sided centre back, and I'm going to have Delete in there in the centre back position, and I'm going to have this guy. Mazraoui is the right centre back. And then goalkeeper's position, I'm going to gamble a bit. I'm going to have Lamens in. Every time we have Binder in between the sticks, he must concede some silly goals, and I don't want that. I feel like we should utilize. This is a point where Man United needs to use what it has. We've already been in the market. We've already bought what we can buy, and now it's time to roll. It's time for action. Lamens in. That is my starting 11, and I'm going to predict a 2-1 win to United, because surely we can't lose against Chelsea. We can't lose against Chelsea. We can't. See you in the next video. Remember to subscribe, like, and share. We out.